it possible to raid Naxxramas in 2025? And then when the Burning Crusade comes out, to raid there too. Have enough gold for epic flying, for your biz-crafted BOEs to top the meters. Is all of that possible without buying gold, without swiping your credit card? See, it feels like the game is designed against the legit player right now. You look at the price of the flask, you look at the price of really all the consumes just showing up to the raid, and you think, man, it's just not gonna happen. I'm falling behind. But I took a deep dive into how actual legit players, how they're affording their consumes and saving thousands of gold right now. Honestly, the answers might surprise you. We're not just talking about grinding herbs for 10 hours straight. We're talking about specific strategies, market investments, guild inefficiencies and efficiencies that can save your wallet. If you want to survive Naxx, if you want to dominate TBC launch, stick around. Let's get right to it. So if you read through the very recent, very high engagement threads on Reddit about how people are actually affording to raid Naxx, how they're surviving this economy, you start to see three distinct archetypes of players. You need to figure out which of these archetypes you are and really lean into it. So type number one, the chill farmers. Now, these guys, they're not chasing the highest gold, hottest, trendiest farm. Those burn you out, they don't really get you anywhere. Instead, they find something obscure, consistent, chill, and they hammer it. Take user Huge Yammer, okay? He's printing 100 gold an hour just fishing stone scale eels. The trick is he's fishing Ashara in the early morning. We're talking those hours where nobody else is around, the coffee pot hours, no competition, and he's pulling up eels worth over 2 gold each. Few hours of that and his Naxx consumes are completely paid for, and he's got more left over for TBC. Then you have players like Worldly Hat. Now, he's farming the obscure encrypted Twilight text in Silithus. Now, those are used for Cenarian Circle reputation, and a little bit in the pre-patch as well. He combines that farm that barely anybody does with the Stockades boosting as well. Boom, 500 gold a week, easy. If you want to get more creative though, look at E6 Don. Now, he destroys every single rock elemental in the Badlands. He does a massive one pull of the entire southern spawn, and he LOSs everything beyond a hill, he destroys them, and he loots elemental earths worth up to 3 gold each. Here's the key though, the second he's done with that, he layer swaps on cooldown, and he never stops killing. Now, the second type of farmer, this might be you, is the businessman. Now, like it or not, farming services, selling your services, it's the fastest possible way to print money in Classic. If you're a gear tank, people will pay you 300 gold to tank Blackwing Lair, 150 for ZG, just so they don't have to worry about threat and their run goes good. I've even seen healers getting paid 50 gold just to heal a single BRD Emperor run. Crazy. It goes deeper though, because you can sell Molten Core attunements, you can sell Dire Maul tribute buffs, you can run raids and reserve all the class books worth tons of money. They're gonna drop, you're gonna make a ton of money. Being a businessman, it might not make you the most friends, but it will make you the most gold per hour. There is a third archetype though, the investor. This is the one guy sitting on 50,000 gold. He hasn't killed a single mob in weeks. He's made all the right investments at all the right times, and that can be you right now. It starts with stockpiling the key pre-quest items. Things like the Carapace fragments, 200 at a time, in Silithus. When the pre-patch hits, serious levelers, they really want to get that free XP from the fragments. They'll pay 2 gold per fragment. It's an insanely easy farm, but it's also great investing. The smart money is also looking at those long-term plays like the Elixir of Demon Slaying. In TBC, demons are everywhere, especially in Sunwell, and this elixir is giving you massive attack power. The mats are cheap now, but they won't be later. Same with those Agility Scroll 4s. Buy them whenever they dip in price and wait for them to go up. The real TBC multi-millionaire play though, the really smart players are doing this, alts. You need to be leveling as many alts as you can for alchemy transmutes and the tailoring cloth cooldowns too. Imagine logging into 5 characters. Every couple of days in TBC, you click one button, you transmute that primal might, you craft a spell cloth. You're printing hundreds of gold with absolutely zero effort. It creates a passive income stream that pays for all your consumes that you'll ever need. Now, of course, making gold is really only half the battle, because the other half is saving it when everything in the game is trying to get you to spend it. The reality is your raiding costs, your BOE costs, all of it really massively depends on your guild structure. We first have to address the elephant in the room, the GDKPs. Now, Commodore Mycologist, he points out that back in the old days, he would get a cut from every single raid he ran, and that cut would completely cover his consumes and then some. Of course, if you're a pumper, GDKPs would effectively make raiding completely free, but Blizzard hasn't said anything about whether they'll allow GDKPs in TBC. What do you guys think about that? Should they allow GDKPs in order to make consumes less of a problem? Okay, so forget GDKPs for now. Is it possible to be cheap in a loot council or a soft reserve guild? Look at OK Replacement on Reddit. He's the main tank in his guild, usually the most expensive role, and he spends less than 500 gold a week. How is that? Well, he doesn't wipe in his runs, and ultimately efficiency is really the best gold farm. What if your guild does wipe though? Well, you need to listen to user Lane Kiffin. Now, he recommends smart consumable usage. Wear your PvP gear on trash pulls. It has super high stats and stamina, so you won't be on the floor the whole raid. Be smarter, stop flasking for trash packs. Use those dirt cheap 25 Agi elixirs instead of Mongoose whenever you're learning a fight. And definitely stop popping those fire waters on every single pull. If you spend 30% less gold every week, that is 30% less time you have to spend farming. Well, the good news is that when the pre-patch hits, Naxx is also going to be getting easier as well, especially with the new talents. You also won't need a flask to clear it anymore. In TBC, the consumable systems, well, they change big time. You get one battle elixir, one guardian elixir, and a food. That's basically it. The cost of raiding, it drops drastically compared to Classic. But then what do you do with all the gold you're saving? Well, you gotta prep for January 13th, the big pre-patch date. You gotta start investing in jewel crafting materials. I really can't stress this enough. In the pre-patch, half the server is dropping a profession just to pick up jewel crafting. They're going to need thousands of ores and gems too. The thorium ore, the star rubies, the shadow gems, the aquamarines, the moss agates. Buy them right now when they're vendor trash, and when the pre-patch hits, they will skyrocket for at least 2 weeks. Same exact idea goes for leatherworking too. Everybody wants drums of battle. The heavy hides, the rugged leather, the thick leather. You gotta stockpile it. Also the rune cloth for those aspiring tailors, only going up in price, guaranteed flips. So here's your game plan. Whether you're the chill farmer, the businessman, the investor, your goal is to hit 2,000 to 5,000 gold before TBC comes out. Send those Dire Maul jump runs. Camp the Grave Moss and Scarlet Monastery if you have to. Flip the mats, make that money. And when TBC launches, do not spend the money you made. Do not blow your nest egg on consumables just for the leveling grind. It's just not gonna make a big enough difference. Save the gold for level 70, buy your epic flying, buy your crafted bis weapon. You're gonna be feeling so much better than the guys who hit 70 2 hours before you, but are dead broke. I would love to hear in the comments, by the way, what is your chill gold farm? What is the one spot you go to when you just want to chill out and make a bunch of gold? I'm gonna be grinding all night on launch, so make sure to hit that like button and subscribe too, so you don't miss any of the hottest TBC guides coming your way. I'll see you in the Outlands.